Hello everybody and welcome to Car Confections. Now today we're standing out here in the middle of the night next to a very important crossover for the Honda brand. This is the all-new 2026 Honda Passport. This of course is a big deal like I just said, and tonight we're going to be going into all of the lighting that you can expect to find on this all-new model. So without further ado, let's get to it. So as always, we'll start out by talking about what happens when you approach the Passport. Now, this vehicle does have some proximity sensing. So as you approach the vehicle, it will go ahead and sense your approach and go ahead and turn on the puddle lamps as well as turn on some of the interior lighting. Now, I was standing a little bit too close to the vehicle, so that's why it didn't go ahead and do that. But I can unlock the car, and when I unlock it, you'll see those puddle lamps I was discussing earlier. The interior lights will turn on, and as you can see, the headlights also turn on, so you can kind of see where you're going. Also, with all the Honda products, you of course have smart entry, but when you open the door, the headlights will also turn on to make sure you can see where you're going. Now, take a quick look inside the cabin. As you can see, there's quite a lot of LED lighting. We're going to dive into all those details, but first, I'm just going to go ahead and hop inside and start it up so we can see all the exterior lights. So the exterior design of the Passport definitely was a focus for this model, and you can tell that right up here in the front. Now, of course, we have a very bright exterior color. This is known as sunset orange. That looks very cool at nighttime, but really the thing that's going to be the most distinct with this model is the front end. So as you can see, we have a nice squared off design, and the lighting is also super unique. You know, I have to say, we do a lot of these night reviews, and a lot of cars have light bars across the front. None of that here with the Passport, but it's still super distinct. So as you can see with the headlights, these are reflector LEDs. That is not as premium as a projector setup, but we'll talk about overall performance once we get inside. But the thing that I really love is these amber DRLs that go around the outside edge. It makes it super distinct at nighttime, and that also doubles as your turn signal indicator, which you can see over there on that right headlight unit. These are very nice looking. Now, we also have LED fog lights down here at the bottom, which is something that a lot of modern vehicles are getting rid of. Now, heading around to the side, we do have some all-terrain tires. This is a very off-road focused model, and these are 18-inch alloys here on the TrailSport Elite. This is the fully loaded example, by the way. And let's talk about our mirrors. We have the gloss black finish on board, and pertinent to a night review is the fact that we have quite a bit of technology with these mirrors. We have the LED turn signal indicator, and not just that, we have auto dimming on both the driver and passenger side. Guys, a lot of luxury cars don't even include the auto dimming on both sides, but this Passport, TrailSport Elite at least, does have that. Now, backing up to the side, you'll notice that overall vehicle length is a little over 190 inches for this model. It's a very squared off design, as you can see right now. And speaking of some of those details, if you want to learn all about this Passport, you can find a full review already live on the channel where we go into all of those details with this model. In this video, we're just going to be focused on the lighting. Now, as we head around to the rear design, a very squared off and boxy look. It's not quite as distinct lighting-wise here in the back as it is in the front, but overall, it's still pretty premium. We have LED license plate lighting. Some brands cheap out on that, so we do have LEDs on this model. We have an LED brake light and reverse light. However, the turn signal is still going to be incandescent. I really wish they had updated that to be fully LED. Let's go ahead and pop open the cargo area on this model. And now that I've got it unlocked, let's see the overall cargo area and see how much lighting they've included. There's going to be some lighting. As you can see, they placed some bulbs right up there in the ceiling. So these are LED bulbs, so it does do a pretty good job of casting down some light so you can really see what you're placing inside of this vehicle. However, I wish they kind of had placed some lighting inside of the tailgate itself so you could see if you were maybe tailgating outside here. And overall cargo capacity on this model is very good. It's about 84 cubic feet with those seats folded down. Now guys, I'm sure you're very curious as to what Honda has done on the inside when it comes to this model and lighting. But first, if you're new here, we're brothers and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then we have reviewed over 2,000 vehicles at every price point. No matter what you're looking for, from humble to high-end, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars.
All right, so walking up to the Passport, as you can see, as soon as I grab the door, all of the interior lights will go ahead and turn on. And as you can see, I'm happy to tell you that all of the interior lighting for this model is LED, so that's definitely quite nice. So you have the LED dome lighting. It makes getting inside quite easy, and you can really see what you're doing. Let me go ahead and hop inside, guys. I have to say, I'm very happy to get inside. It's sleeting and super windy, so it's very unpleasant. Now, as you can see, we do have cool graphics as you get inside of the vehicle, and the start-stop switch will kind of pulsate. Let's go ahead and start it up. All right, so we've went ahead and moved into a first-person perspective so I can show you all of the individual details inside of this cabin and what it's going to look like at nighttime. Now, first and foremost, I'll go ahead and start by talking about the headlamps. Now, due to someone being in our typical parking spot, I can't really show you the overall headlight performance too good, but this is your low beam. I'll flip on the high beam. You can see that right there. You, of course, do have auto high beams on this model. That's standard on every single model. And we'll go ahead and insert in a clip of us driving it down a country road so you can see the overall headlight performance. Like I said on the outside, these are reflector LEDs, so they're not a premium projector setup. Overall, I'd give these headlights a decent rating, but they're not as good as some of the rivals that you could get. They're probably like a C or maybe a B- headlight. Now, let's take a look at our gauge cluster. We have the digital setup here. There's a lot of different customizable information. Of course, it is a pretty high resolution screen, so it looks great at nighttime, and you also have some pretty cool graphics inside. One thing you are missing is a head-up display on this Passport, though. You cannot get that. Now, coming back to the steering wheel, it's thankfully a heated steering wheel. Your button for that is right there on the steering wheel itself. And all of your buttons are going to be finished in a nice white color. So all of your controls here on the side are all finished in a nice premium white. I do want to point out that your turn signal stock and your wiper stock, neither of those are have any illumination. So you won't be able to see those at nighttime. You just kind of have to do it based on memory. And then over here on the left-hand side, we have some more controls. Those are all illuminated in a white color, as are all of these door controls. You have a little bit of lighting inside of the door grab itself, so you can easily see where to grab. And then you do have some nice trim through here. The other thing I want to point out is that we have some ambient lighting. As you can see, we have a little white light that goes underneath of the trim, and that's also going to be on the passenger door here. However, it's not here in the center console. So keep in mind there is some ambient lighting. It's just not going to be much. And also you cannot customize the color of the ambient lighting. It's just going to be that white color, and that is it. Now, speaking of color, I do want to point out we have the nice brown leather interior on this model. And opening up the center console, it's a huge center console. Just be aware that it has no illumination inside. You have two cup holders right through here. I do want to point out you have illumination around these cup holders, so that's pretty nice. Especially if it's super dark outside, you can see where to put your cup. Then you have your wireless pad right there. You have some USB ports. Those are going to be illuminated as well. And in typical Honda fashion, we have this electronic style shifter. We have red up here for park. When you go into drive, that turns it green. Then pull back for reverse. Now here is your 360-degree camera system. It's decent in resolution. It's certainly not the best, but it's also pretty good. You have active trajectory on board, and at nighttime, I will say it does get a little overexposed, is something that I've noticed, but it's not too bad at all. And I really love the fact that you can launch the camera just by tapping that little stalk right there. Just place it in park there. You have some more controls back here, all in that same white color. And then let's take a look at our climate controls. One of the things I love is the fact that everything is physically rendered here. You can easily just adjust the temperature up and down. Super easy to use. All of it's finished in a nice white color. Now, unlike the Honda Civic or anything, when you adjust the temperature, it actually does not turn red or blue. I kind of wish they had included that from some of the cheaper Honda products. However, you do have buttons over here for your heated and ventilated seats on this model. Of course, those are finished in red and blue. Here's your flashers. And then let's take a look at the main infotainment screen. This is a new 12.3-inch setup. The screen resolution is pretty solid, and at nighttime it does look pretty good as well. You have things like Google Maps built in for this model, so no complaints here when it comes to the screen. It looks pretty solid at nighttime. Like I said, you don't have any customizable ambient lighting, so I won't be able to show you any of those menus or anything like that. However, we do have an illuminated volume knob. Up top, we have an auto-dimming interior mirror, so you're not going to be blinded in any of the mirrors. That's pretty nice. And then up here is, of course, your interior lighting. You can just turn it on manually there, turn all of them on with that little switch. You have a panoramic-style moonroof. I'm not going to open it up because it is sleeting outside, as I mentioned earlier. And then if we fold down the center, or the sun visor, excuse me, I do want to point out, we noticed that the sun visor has a incandescent light. Honestly, that just kind of bothers me. I'm a little OCD when it comes to lighting technology, and the fact that you just have one incandescent light inside the cabin for both of your sun visors. I wish they would have just at least made that LED, but I guess maybe it cast a warmer hue on your face, so some of you guys may like that. Now, heading back here, of course, you do have those dome lights here in the rear as well. As you can see, they're located up there in the ceiling. It definitely makes loading in quite easy for this model. It's not too bad whatsoever. I also really love these floor mats. You can really see them at nighttime. You want to shut up the door. The lights gently fade out, and here's what your cabin looks like from the back seat at nighttime. Now, as far as the controls, these are going to be, all finished in that same white color. We have heated back seats, as you can see right there. You have your own climate zone, and the USB ports are illuminated in a nice white color. I like that. Definitely means that Honda wasn't cheaping out when it comes to some of the lighting. You have illumination in the door grab back here. I am noticing, though, you don't have illumination under the trim. So unlike the front where you get that little white light strip underneath of the trim, you do not get that here in the back. However, your window switch is illuminated, and you also have rear window sunshades. So overall, when it comes to lighting in this product, there certainly are some options in the segment, like the Hyundai Santa Fe. Some of the Korean options will give you some really great ambient lighting. This is just going to be okay ambient lighting. There is some, so I'm definitely happy about that. You'll even see footwell lighting, but certainly leaves a little bit to be desired. Honda could do a little bit better of a job, but I'm very pleasantly surprised that all of the lighting, at least besides for the sun visors, is LED. And guys, that's all for our night review of the all-new 2026 Honda Passport. If you enjoyed watching this night review, we'd really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're looking to buy one, we'd encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes to get the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool to use while dealership negotiating. If you'd like to take advantage of that, as well as things like our monthly payment tool, you can find a link to that down below in our video description, as well as a pinned comment at the top of this video. If you're already a fan and subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies. Good night.